Well, I'd like to call to order this Emergency Services Committee for February the 4th, 2016. And first order of business is a declaration of pecuniary interest, and I'll remind you of your responsibility to do so. You can do so now or if it arises on the agenda. And declared. Then we have two action items. The first is Fleetmatics and Fat Pot AVL agreement. Go ahead, Dick.
Okay. All right, this is to do with our AVL GPS in our ambulances. And back in January of 2013, we, along with Huron, Perth, and Norfolk, changed providers to Fleetmatics. They are, in our opinion, they were a superior provider than the one we had previously. We get better pricing, improved service, increased functionality, and better reporting capabilities. And currently, through Fleetmatics, our signal of each vehicle goes to the dispatch center in London. So to see that vehicle, the dispatcher has to look on a different computer at a different screen. So what we're looking for, we've collaborated with the other 3 counties and came up with an interface through a company called FatPot. Basically what this interface would do would be to connect our AVL signal to the ministry's AVL signal. Then the dispatcher can see that vehicle right on her screen or his screen in front of them, so they don't have to go and look at another computer screen on another computer. And what this will do is this will save a lot of time, and it should improve our response times. We're hoping significantly, and it makes it much easier. What the dispatcher will see is a split screen with the information on one side and the map on the other side showing our vehicle and where it is. And I should point out this interface also is something that's necessary down the road for something called real-time view. The ministry's contracted with FatPot to provide an interface for them for real-time view. And what that'll do is then you will be able to see vehicles in real time, because right now with most AVL GPS systems, basically you see them every 90 seconds. It's updated every 90 seconds, and with real-time view, the ministry feels that they will be able to again be more efficient. And what real-time view will do is show the vehicle on the screen, and it will show the vehicle number, and it will show its status, like if it's on a priority 4 emergency call, and it will give the condition of the patient that they're going to also. So you can imagine that this is really moving ahead, and it's really going to improve the system dramatically, and we're quite excited about it. So basically, next year, staff will be coming to you with a report on real-time view. Grey County is currently looking at it right now, and they most likely will be going with real-time view in 2016. So I would recommend that our staff come with a recommendation to do it in 2017 when you can budget for it ahead of time. And I should point out that we've already budgeted for this interface in 2016. It's in our operations program and under maintenance of software. And basically, in order to contain the costs, we went together with Huron, Perth, and Norfolk. We'll be able to get this at a much reduced rate. And what it'll also do is we will have the ability to recapture a portion of the development fees from other services that want to take part and participate in this. So we will have paid the initial upfront costs for the development fees, and we'll be able to recoup them from other services that want to come on later on. So basically, when I did this report, the Canadian dollar was about 69 cents. So I've updated the figure under financial, staffing, legal, and IT considerations. It's $6,475 US dollars, and at that time it was 9,399 Canadian. Right now it's about 8,500 Canadian, and likewise the 1960 Canadian is now about 1850 Canadian. So it has come down. And I should point out the agreement's been extensively reviewed by the County of Grey, and it's for their own required work for their real-time view, which they're proceeding with. So that's why the report was delayed a little bit. And it was also extensively reviewed by Perth County's IT department. They did a lot of work and a lot of testing, and they were quite satisfied with it. So basically, what we've come down to is the recommendation, and this is a similar report that all four counties put together, that a bylaw be introduced authorizing the warden and clerk to execute a software license and services agreement attached with Fatpot Technologies for an AVL interface between Fleetmatics and the ministry's vendor WebTech Wireless, formerly Grey Island, provided that the other three named municipalities also agree to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Doug. You've heard the recommendation. Then a moved by Mitch, seconded by Robert. Any discussion? Mitch?
Something we could use in highways, or is this strictly limited to EMS?
I don't know whether Fleetmatics is, I know they're doing emergency services, but I don't know about, I'm not sure about highways departments and plows and sanders and that. So we can put Brian in touch with our provider and just to see if they can. Yes, because we're much happier with this service than we were with the previous service, and with this interface, it'll do everything we need it to do.
Any further questions? If none, then all in favor of the recommendation. Opposed, that's carried. Next item is the 2016 OAPC Annual Conference.
Okay, this is our Association of Paramedic Chiefs Conference, and it takes place each year in a different municipality hosts it each year. And we're looking to host it again this year with several other municipalities, as we did in 2011. And just when I get to it here. Okay, so previously, 2012, the City of Ottawa hosted it. 2013 was the Region of York. 14 was Middlesex and the City of London. And 15 was the County of Essex, City of Windsor. So with most small municipalities certainly can't afford to host these events. So we are we're going in partnership with, or we hope to go in partnership with Grey, Simcoe, Huron, Perth, Dufferin, and Oxford as hosts for the 2016 Ontario Association of Paramedic Chiefs General Meeting and Awards Gala at Blue Mountain Resorts in Grey County in September of 2016. And basically, the host municipality incurs no direct financial costs, as delegate fees and sponsors cover the cost. Basically, anything that's involved at all would be a minimal staff time on our part, as with the rest of the counties. And when it's shared with that many counties, it makes it a lot easier. And I must say that it went very smoothly in 2011, and I don't anticipate that they'll have any glitches in 2016.
When Doug read the recommendation, it's there. A mover? I'm going to mover. David? And Jay? Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. I had the opportunity to attend that in 2011. It was a fabulous event, Doug. It was, General Romer was there and made all the presentations, and he stood, I forget how old he was, he stood for nearly an hour and 30 minutes speaking and handing out. He's an amazing gentleman. And he's quite anyways, he did very well. I don't say he's old.
Yeah, he's still doing it now, and he's 90 something. I just forget what it was, and And usually the warden and CAO of each municipality are invited also, so I just wanted to point that out also.
So the next item on the agenda is the call stats. So there's information there for you. If anybody has any questions on the call stats, I'm sure Doug can accept.
What was that code 0 again? You told me before. What is that again?
Code 0 is just an administration run. Basically, it's not used very much at all. It's hardly at all. The Code 1 is deferrable, and I'm quite happy because our low priority calls have been reduced significantly. Our emergency calls have gone up somewhat, and we're quite pleased with the results. And I should point out that these stats come directly from our own database, from our electronic ambulance call reporting database that we use ourselves. When compared to the ministries, and this is a requirement for the service review, we have to compare our own data to the ministry's data, and then basically we have to account for any differences that we find. And what we usually find is the ministry's data is not as accurate as it could be, and our data is well, I'll vouch for it. It's practically 100% accurate. So those are the actual call stats for this year. And I should also for last year, and I should also point out that we can break these down for municipality also. So I've asked Deputy Chief Lux to break this down by municipality and come back and report it to you, because basically these are just the ambulance stations, whereas Walkerton will cover the Walkerton area plus South Bruce. So we can break it down by municipality, and I think that would be helpful for you to see also. So we will be doing that in the future.
Thanks, Doug. That is the end of our agenda. Our next meeting will be March the 3rd, 2016, and I guess I need a motion to adjourn Director Doug's final meeting here at the Emergency Services. And it's moved by Milt and seconded by Mitch. All in favor? It's carried.